the 5th president of the Republic of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto. Nasikia raha. This guy bana atachapa kazi. Ngojeni muone Mungu akifanya kazi.
The chickens are now coming home to roost. Most of Ruto friends are either ditching him or they have decided to confront him with nothing but the truth. One of the very vocal friends of William Ruto is Cosmo Choi. Cosmo used to support William Ruto, and he could even give warning to anybody who was going against Ruto's political ideologies. He has continued to do that until recently when William Ruto increased taxes.
Saa hii ground iko mbaya na sio uongo. Nakwambia tuko na time, tunaweza change vitu. Lakini kura itishwe saa hii, mtukufu rais utakunywa maji. Utaanguka, utashindwa kabisa. Leo hivi vile tunaongea, kura itishwe saa hii, utashindwa. Haki ya Mungu Nyasaye ajali kende. Ninakwambia vizuri. Tungali tuko na 4 years, utarekebisha vitu. Mtukufu rais Nyamudio kama mama. Ndugu yangu mkubwa, my president, my choice. Nitakufa na wewe kabisa mpaka mwisho. Sitakukana kama Petro alikana Yesu, hapana. Mtukufu rais, vile unajua mimi ninapenda ukweli na nakupenda kabisa. Vitu hapa nje sio mzuri. Watu wamenaramika sana. Watu wanalalamika vibaya. Taxes, ushuru lazima watu watoe ndio pate pesa ndio. Aswa hapa diaspora sana sana hapa Marekani wengi wanalalamika. Chura ile nyongezo, watu wamesaa watoto ati wakienda nyumbani ati lazima watoto wetu wakue walipe pesa fulani ndio wakue season, na ichakuwa hivyo. Watu wamelalamika sana. Mtukufu rais, ninakwambia ukweli. Hakuna mtu anaweza kukuambia ukweli kama mimi Cosmo Choi. Sababu mimi nakupenda kabisa kwa roho yangu yote. Nyamutio kama ndugu yangu, my brother. Vitu haiko nzuri hapa. Masemechi yangu, wale ambao wanakupenda kabisa, ukisikia vitu haiko mzuri, mambo iko mbaya. Hii miaka 4, tafuta vitu mbili ufanyie wa Kenya ila watakumbuka. Tafuta namna.
Do you agree with Cosmo Choi that if elections were to be held today, William Ruto would lose? If you believe so, what are some of the reasons that you believe will allow Ruto's opponent to beat him pants down? The number one reason is the youth factor. When William Ruto campaigned during the 2022 elections, William Ruto had coiled the narrative of the dynasty and the hustlers. He assured the youth that his government would be that of the youths. Now look at the youths and how they react.
Na mimi nataka niwaambie hivi, serikali ya Kenya hakuna hata tax moja tumeongeza. Na hakuna hata tax itaongeza. Mtaona katika budget yetu ya mwezi wa 6 tutakuwa tunapunguza tax.
Na ile kitu mimi nataka nimwambie rais, ile vitu namwambia rais, sisi kama vijana wa Wasingishu na Kenya mzima ya kwamba sisi saa hizi hatutaki tena maneno ya tutatenga, tuletenga, tutafanya, tulifanya. Sisi tunataka action. Kama nataka kusuluhisha shida hizo asuluhishe. Na kama anataka kutusafirisha ile safari alikuwa anataka kutusafirisha, atatusafirisha tu mapema. Hakuna haja aendelee kututesa. Atusafirisha once and for all, tujue tumeenda. Kwa sababu ukiangalia seriously, inakuaje mtu anaongeza ID from 100 shillings mpaka 2000? How possible is that? How practical is that? Hiyo ni how many percent? Anaongeza kitu kama marriage certificate. Unaweka 50,000, sio ama 100,000. Vijana, mtu mwenye anaoa saa hizi hatuna kazi, hata kwa wenyewe imekuwa ni blanda, ni noma. Utapata hapi 50,000. 50,000 ni pesa yenye kama ya juu ya kwamba vijana wako na shida akuje ground. 50,000 ni pesa yenye sisi tunasikia tu kwa theory. Si ati kitu unatashika tangu hata akuwe president. Ukiuliza hawa vijana kama ameshika 20,000, utapata kama ni kwa vijana 100 wenye wamepata 20,000 tangu akuwe president, labda ni mmoja ama wawili. So lazima ajue ya kwamba wale vijana alitembea akizunguka akiwaambia ati wajinga waliisha Kenya, bado tuko. Na kama kweli analijua wajinga waliisha Kenya, ajue basi. Unless kama hataki kura tena, kwa sababu imefika mahali si maneno ya Azimio ama Kenya Kwanza. Hii inakata gross. Na Wakenya washikane tuwe kitu moja, tulie na sauti moja. Otherwise hao watu wanatumaliza.
Asante bwana Lim.
Because William Ruto has negated every promise that he made. And so the youth no longer want him. In fact, if there is one thing that must worry William Ruto, is the youth factor, because they were cheated. Now they are using the social media to enlighten themselves, and they are spreading messages. Every time William Ruto speaks, you will see caricatures being made, and they are twisting what William Ruto is saying, just to enlighten the whole world that William Ruto is a liar. Youth was called up with the Mama Mbogas and the border. See how this Mama Mboga is lamenting, and she's saying that she's tired of William Ruto.
Rais alikuwa anatuambia ati anatoa mama mboga kutoka chini aende juu. Sasa sisi tunaona ni kama sasa yeye sisi anatutoa huko juu anaturudisha chini, sisi ndio tunamuinua sasa. Tumechoka kabisa. Kama sisi mama mboga tumechoka, tumebeba gunia mpaka tumechoka. Hapa penye nimekaa ninaongea na niko na huzuni sana. Yeye penye yako ajue mama mboga tumechoka na hata hatumtaki sasa, na hiyo ni rais yake. Mimi sitaki kabisa kwa upande wangu, simtaki.
So the factor, the youth factor, the Mama Mboga factor, the mtu wa boda and this bottom up economy is not working, and I don't think William Ruto can proceed with it in the next campaign, because it will not work. It has backfired. He has to come up with something else. Now, number 2, ladies and gentlemen, is the Mount Kenya factor. William Ruto received massive support from Mount Kenya because they swallowed this lie that it was Uhuru who was responsible for the cost of living that William Ruto claimed was very high. Today, they have realized that things are even thicker than they were. And they are realizing that it was a lie that was sold to them. Their problem was never Uhuru Kenyatta. They are realizing now that the cost of living is higher than it was. Taxes have been raised. They realize that William Ruto used them to even interfere with Uhuru's businesses. While in Rift Valley, William Ruto is enjoying peace and tranquility. In fact, apart from Alfred Keter, there isn't any other person who's going against Ruto. In fact, most of them, including Gideon Moi, Gideon is very quiet. All the other political nemesis from the Rift Valley have been given jobs. And so, look at even Isaac Ruto. They are no longer making noise. In fact, the only noise that we hear is about Murkomen and Chirchir gobbling about 17 billion. And it is not the noise that is coming from Chirchir. It is the noise that is coming from people, the whistleblowers. So, you can't eat and shout at the same time. Mdomo yao imejaa chakula. The noise is left with the Mount Kenya fraternity. In fact, today what is going on, there is a narrative that going on that whenever William Ruto has been cornered with the truth, like the whistleblower came up with the money that has been lost in the petroleum Gulf saga, he has run to Mount Kenya to hoodwink them. When he tried that in Rift Valley, people chased Chirchir because they want to hear it. So Mount Kenya fraternity is slowly coming up to their senses, and William Ruto might not just bank on them. That is why he's busy looking for people like Mudavadi. Number 3 is the church. William Ruto used the church to campaign, and they spread this narrative that Raila and the Azimio fraternity are antichrists. And I remember when Ida Odinga, wife to Azimio leader Raila Odinga, questioned some of this religion about Shakahola and all this and what they preach. Rigathi Gachagua took that opportunity and said that Raila Odinga wanted to kill the churches, and the M-Pesa bishops bought that narrative. In some churches, there were portraits of William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua, and they spread that message that Raila was antichrist. Siku hizi naona watu ambao walikuwa na fast, walikuwa wananiambia Raila si mtu wa Mungu. When the drama in Shakahola came up, Raila was now asking, in fact, Ida was saying, I was right, because now a committee was formed to investigate what is going on in the churches. Yet they would have done that long time ago. People like Ole Sapit, who officiated the declaration of presidential elections, have ganged up and they're telling William Ruto, no, you really need to change. You promised that you lower the cost of living. Things are getting haywire. You know, William Ruto has even decided to allow LGBTQ, same-sex marriage, and he's doing it cleverly through the courts. Recently, through the courts again, we were told that they want to relax kind of the laws that govern prostitution, and the church has noticed that William Ruto is dishonest, and I don't think that William Ruto is going to use the church. I've seen a few of them that are still dancing to his tune, but the church is alert, because what William Ruto used to say and what he's doing now, they are not adding up, and they're now realizing that maybe this is just a wolf in a sheep's skin. Just a few of them, because William Ruto really believes that you don't have to be popular. In fact, is one of the most unpopular politicians today, whether at the local front or beyond Kenya. The other day you saw Malema coming and claiming that Ruto speaks a lot of things, but he can't locate him because William Ruto says one thing but does something that is differently opposite. But William Ruto believes in one thing. Today he's going to accumulate money, our taxpayers' money. He's going to increase all the taxes as he can. Now, within 1 year into election, maybe in 2026, he will lower them down. He will lower the taxes, and he will start, dishing out to people. And because he believes Kenyans are gullible, Kenyans forget so fast, Kenyans will take that money and they will elect him. That is the much I know about Kenyans. We forget very fast. The last thing that is no longer working is the blame game. The other day, Raila asked the Kenya Kwanza team, show us the documents that you used to sign the G2G, oil deal. Kimani Chungwa came up and saying, oh, Raila owns an oil company. He was left out in the deal, and now he's lamenting. People told him, yes, we agree that Raila could be a businessman, but kindly answer the question, where are the documents? So this blame game is no longer working. I've seen a few Kenya Kwanza bloggers still trying to do this blame game, but even themselves, they are not convinced. If you see the manner in which they are writing this, it's not working at all. The reception all over the country is not working at all, and this is the reason why I'm telling you that William Ruto is a one-term president. I know Meg Whitman is there, Joe Biden is there, I know the Supreme Court is still packed, the 7 judges, and I know the IEBC can be captured. But I'm telling you that the 2027 election might be a revolution like that in 2022. People are tired. It is the pride that is not allowing them to say it. I know many of the Kenya Kwanza supporters who are very tired, but it is the pride because of how they behaved last time. Do I say kimeturamba?